Last week I told you the people who make your games were done being quiet. Well, this week, Microsoft answered, the biggest layoff in Xbox history. 4 studios cut loose. Doom's studio carved to the bone. And while the giants were swinging the axe, a $20 game about catching monsters and putting them to work on an assembly line quietly beat them all. This is the Dusk Report, Eyes on the Dark. So, July 6th, Microsoft cuts roughly 4,800 jobs, 3,200 of them from Xbox alone. And before anyone calls that a one-off, that is the 5th round of cuts since they swallowed Activision Blizzard for $69 billion. But here's what makes this one different. This time they didn't close studios. They let them go. Compulsion, Double Fine, Ninja Theory, Undead Labs, 4 studios, divested. Out the door, IP and all. Industry veterans are calling it possibly the largest single layoff in gaming history. Now read that timeline back with me. Buy the biggest publisher on earth, then spend 3 years getting smaller. Nobody spends $69 billion to shrink, unless the plan was never really about the games. And honestly, it's getting hard to believe it was. And then there's ID Software, the house that Doom built. 2 days after the big announcement, 136 people, gone. That's 74% of the studio. 3/4, lead engine programmers, a technical director, the people who built ID Tech, one of the best engines on this planet. Employees are calling it, their word not mine, a bloodbath. One former dev says what's left is support size. And here's the part that actually makes my skin crawl. The same week, Doom. The Dark Ages got a brand new DLC on the store. Revelations, July 7th. So you could buy new Doom on Tuesday, from a studio that mostly stopped existing by Wednesday. Somebody approved both of those emails. Sit with that. Okay, the other side of the ledger, because this week actually had one. Palworld hit 1.0 on Thursday, and it did not land. It detonated. Nearly 500,000 people playing at once, on Steam alone. Top 4 in the world, sitting up there with Counter-Strike and Dota like it pays rent. 40 million players lifetime, 72 new pals. And listen to this part. Pocket Pair kept the price at $20. They finished the game, packed in 27 pages of new stuff, and didn't charge you a dime more for it. A tiny team from Tokyo just outlaunched every giant in this episode. Remember that the next time somebody tells you $80 is just what games cost now. Quick word on the fine print, because it matters. Arkane Lion, the Dishonored folks, they're not safe. They're just French. There is one legally required labor review standing between them and everyone else's fate. That's the shield, paperwork, and this word, divested. Let's translate it because it sounds so gentle. It means Microsoft looked at Psychonauts, at Hellblade, at State of Decay, and decided they're worth more gone. Sure, the studios get their freedom, the way you get freedom when the building's on fire. Now, corrections corner, because I said accuracy over speed on this channel, and I meant it. Last week I called a classic-style Star Fox still a rumor. It's not. It's out. Launched June 25th. We literally covered it in episode 1. That one's on me. The whisper list giveth and sloppy cross-checking taketh away. When I get one wrong, you hear it here first. Okay, back to the dark. Whisper time. First one. Take this with a little salt, but the smoke is real. A new Switch 2 model might already be on the way. Leaks point to a hardware revision with an upgraded screen. The console is barely a year old, and the sequel to the sequel is already in the pipes. Don't buy hardware angry people. Second one, and sadly, I believe every word of this. Before the layoffs, ID Software was pitching new games. A Perfect Dark reboot, an original John Wick-style shooter called Fury, a robot western called Ironwood. That's the one that hurts, not what leaked, what died in the room, and the last one is about as close to real as a rumor gets. Fire Emblem Fortune's Weave just picked up a European age rating. Ratings don't happen to imaginary games. Summer's not done. Releases. Out last week. Doom, The Dark Ages, Revelations, July 7th. By all accounts, good DLC. Also, instantly, a museum piece. You know why. College Football 27 landed July 10th, and it'll print money whether I mention it or not, so I barely will. And on deck, Splatoon Raiders, July 23rd, Halo, Campaign Evolved, July 28th, a remake of a 2001 game, launching into all of this. 2026, everybody. Hyped? Palworld holding its price at $20. In this economy, with that much game, that's not a price tag anymore. That's a mission statement. And Splatoon Raiders in 2 weeks. Nintendo's taking real swings this summer. Side-eye, selling Doom DLC the same week you got the Doom studio. Microsoft. I need you to hear how that sounds out loud. Same company, same building, probably the same floor. So here's where we are. One of the richest companies in human history spent this week getting smaller. 4 studios out. Doom cut to the bone, 5 rounds of layoffs in 3 years, and a small team from Tokyo spent the exact same week hitting 500,000 players with a $20 game. The future of this industry is not the big getting bigger, it's the small getting undeniable. The giants should be nervous, you should be excited. New Dusk Report every Monday, eyes on the dark.